Hello everyone. Welcome to the class of Railway Engineering. In the previous lecture, we have studied about the joining of rails, that is the rail joints. Okay, how the rail joints are constructed, what kind of joints are there, how they are classified. Okay. Apart from that, we have studied up till now all the components of P-way. Okay, we have studied about rails, we have studied about sleepers, we have studied about the fastening, a little bit about fastening devices. Okay, then about the ballast. So basically, the major components of P-way has been discussed up till now. So now in this regard, now that you are aware about all the components of a P-way, okay, all the major components of a P-way are known to you. Then now we'll be discussing how do we fix those components with each other. That is fastening of the devices, or you can say the fastening devices which helps you to connect one component to the another. That is of the P-way. So in this regard, in this particular lecture, we will be discussing about track fittings, rail to rail fittings, and rail to sleeper fittings. That means all the fastening devices which are required or uh, used to attach the rail, either one rail to another rail, or at times a rail to a sleeper. Okay. So uh, let's discuss one by one. First of all, let's have a look on fastening devices and rail fixtures. Now there are various kinds of fastening devices available with us. Okay, these fastening devices are either used to join rail to rail, or they will be used to fasten a rail to a wooden sleeper or some other kind of sleeper. Basically, the sole purpose of fastening devices is to attach one component of P-way to the another component of P-way. Okay, so in this regard, the very first fastening type we have is rail to rail joining. Okay, so in order to join a rail to another rail, either we can do welding. Okay, either we can perform the welding operation, which was discussed in the earlier lecture, how the welding takes place. There are various kind of weldings as well available. Okay, then after welding, if apart from welding, if you want to join a rail to another rail, then we make the use of joints using fish plates and bolts and fish bolts and nuts. Okay, now this fish plates is basically a specially designed steel plate which is required or which is attached from both the sides of a rail track. Okay, of rails basically at the joint where two rails are meant to be joined. Okay, these fish plates are fixed with the help of at least 6 bolts. Those are fish bolts. Now this particular plate has a special character. Okay, special this thing you can say geometric design is provided to this particular fish plate so that the grip and the thing stability to the joint could be provided. Okay, which we'll discuss afterwards one by one. Now next kind of fastening is rail to wooden sleeper fitting. Okay, now when it comes to rail to sleeper, basically rail to sleeper fastening is a certain classification of fastening. Okay, now when we fix a rail to the sleeper, it depends upon what kind of sleeper we are using. Okay, if you are using wooden sleeper, then the fastening devices used will be different. If you prefer steel sleeper, then the fastening procedure and the devices would be different. And if you want to fix the rail to the concrete sleeper, then it is totally different. So in order to fix rail to the wooden sleeper, devices like dog spikes, fang bolts, screw spikes, bearing plates, etc. are used. In order to provide fix the rail to the steel sleeper, loose jaws keys and liners are provided or used. Like while discussing the chapter sleepers. While discussing sleepers, we have seen certain images where we made the use of these keys and liners and sometimes chairs also. Okay. Next is your rail to cast iron sleepers. Okay, so if you want to fix the rail to CI pot sleeper, remember the pot sleeper where we made this thing where we attached 2 pots along with a tie bar. Okay, how the CI pot sleepers were there? There were 2 pots which were attached with the help of a tie bar and using tie bars and cotters. Okay, so over here these sleepers are fixed with the help of tie bars and cotters. Okay. So next is elastic fastening. Now these elastic fastening are the most prominent ones, which are used in Indian Railways as well as any other railways wherever the ballast track is used. Okay, so even on the ballastless track also, the rail has to be fixed on the apron track. Okay, so over there also these elastic fastening are the most prominently used uh, fastening devices, which are used to fix the rails to the sleeper or the rails to the ballastless railway track. Okay, so these include certain devices like IRN 202 clip. The most commonly used in Indian Railways is the fan roll clip, or which is known as elastic clip also. Then there are certain other devices like rubber pads, HM fastening, MCI, nylon liners, etc., which will be looking one by one. Okay, so these are here in the images. You can see fish plate. So as you can see, the structure, the cross section of these girders, basically the plate, uh, you can see the cross section is in the shape of a fish. Okay, like the side view of a prominent fish is kind of this. So due to its shape, due to its geometry, this plate is termed as fish plate. Okay, so this plate is Indian Railway has designated or given the nomenclature to this kind of fastening devices as IRS T1/57, which has certain coding for that. That is the tensile uh, strength for this is minimum 58 to 67 kg per mm square. Okay. Then minimum elongation provided in the fish plate is 20%. Sectional area is equal to rail section, and strength is 55% of the rail section. Okay. Here in the figures or in the diagrams, you can see a clear view of fish plate, which is used to join two rails. Okay. So in the diagram, the third one, the one which is below all the two diagrams. Okay. Here is a complete joint, rail joint, where the fish plate is used to join the two rails. So as you can see, the fish plate is kept at the mid portion of the rail. Okay. Remember when we studied rail, it was the top of the head, the mid portion, the flange, and the foot of the rail. Okay. So between this thing, that is the web of the rail, will be consisting this particular fish plate. Now in the cross section, you can see that there is a certain space between the fish plate as well as the rail section. Okay, this this is due to the geometry of this particular fish plate itself, and this geometry is uh, provided in such a way, why, in order to remove the need for the washers, as well as in order to provide elasticity to this particular joint, so that uh, the expansion and contraction can be retained in that. Plus, whenever the movement of the train will be there, remember all those battering action and all the creep in the rails. Okay, that movement will be allowed. Okay, so these fish plates are used in combination. That is, two different rail sections are joined together by using these fish plates. Okay, then the advantage of this using this fish plate is elimination of expansion gap also. Then these fish plates are marked as right in or oblique or left in oblique out, depending upon the direction from lighter rail to heavier rail. That means if a train is, if a fish plate, or you can say if a locomotive is passing from heavier rail to the lighter rail, then the fish plates would be placed in such a manner that the heavier portion will be in the heavier rail side and the lighter portion will be in the lighter rail side, and it is designated. Okay, that means it is marked on the fish plate which is the heavier rail, which is the lighter rail. Okay, so here in the diagram you can see a combination of fish plates. That is, whenever a heavier rail and a lighter rail is used to join, then the fish plate needs to be modified as well. So for that purpose, we make the use of combination fish plate. Okay, as you can see in the diagram, that one side, the left half of the fish plate is heavier, and the right part of the fish plate is lighter. Similarly, the lighter rail section is joined at the right side, and the heavier rail section is the one on the left side. Okay. Next is a rail to wooden sleeper. Now, if you want to fix the rails to the wooden sleeper, then you don't have to put that much of effort. All you have to do is you have to drive these dog spikes in such a manner that the face, or you can say the nose of the dog spike, should be in the direction where the foot of the rail is there. So this will do what? The moment you will drive this dog spike by hammering or by any other action completely into the wooden sleeper, this nose of the or head of the dog spike, okay, this will be doing what? This will be creating a clamping action on the foot of the rail. Okay. Similarly, just like dog spikes were there, we have round spike as well. These round spikes have an advantage that they can be used, with anti-creep bearing plates. Okay. Also, the chairs of bull-headed rails. While we were studying the type of rails, that we have studied a certain kind of rail, that is bull-headed rail. So in case of bull-headed rail, these round spike can be used easily, where chairs were used to fix those rails. See, if you remember when we studied this thing, different types of rails, we studied that there is a bull-headed rail and flat-footed rail as well. So the fixing of the bull-headed rail always required these chairs. Why? Because being the being round in nature, okay, the base of the in the case of bull-headed rail, the base of the rail was round in nature. So due to that, it was quite difficult to stabilize that rail on the sleeper and fix it. So for that purpose, we made the use of chair. Okay. Next is screw spike. Now the problem with dog spike and this thing round spike was that after driving into the wooden sleeper, after some time due to shock and vibration, they used to come out, or they used to loosen up the holes in which they were driven. Okay. So in order to remove that, rectify that issue and rectify the problem, we evolved this thing. We came up with a new type of spike. Those were screw spikes. Now these screw spikes has actually they had a speciality that they had threading over that. So due to which, what happens, instead of driving into the wooden sleepers by hammering action, these were done what? These were tightened into the this thing, wooden sleeper, okay, by rotating. Why? Because these had the thread. So comparatively, the maintenance problem was solved out. Okay. Now these screw spikes, they are more suitable for high-speed trunk routes. They make the use of plate screw, okay, so that the fixing can be easily done. Then there is one more type of screw, that is rail screw, which can be directly fitted into the flat-footed rail itself. Basically, foot of the rail. Okay, next in this regard is rail to wooden sleeper. Okay, now this rail to wooden sleeper, again, there are apart from screw spikes, we have bolts. Okay, so bolts are also used for fixing up the thing, rail to the wooden sleepers. Okay, now in case of these bolts, we have different kind of bolts. Like the most prominent one is fang bolt. Now the speciality of these fang bolts is in the figure, in the diagram, you can see the middle diagram. You can see that at the head of the bolts, you will find two fangs. Okay, why are these known as fangs? Because they resemble the actual fangs of animals. Okay, like snakes and reptiles and all other animals. These actually resemble to the fang tail. Therefore, now in the similar way, those fangs in animals are used. Over here also, they serve the same purpose. That when we tighten up these screws into the wooden sleeper, okay, what happens is these fangs, they embed themselves in the wooden sleeper, and thereby they provide a better grip to the fastening, okay, or fixture. Then there are bearing plates, flat mild steel bearing plates. These are used with the help of a dog spike for points and crossing. तो जहां पर भी हम लोग points and crossing पर rail fixing करते हैं, वहां पे क्या है, certainly हम लोग normal devices कभी कभी नहीं use कर पाते. Why? Due to lesser space available, plus there are certain other devices or other components which are to be installed over there. So in that case, we make use of these MS or mild steel flat plates. Okay. Sometimes there are canted bearing plates as well, जहाँ पर joints और curves पे जब आप लोग use करते हो, तो same thing जैसे हम लोग एडजिंग करते थे स्लीपर में, canted bearing plates provide करते हैं 1 in 20 cant के साथ. Okay. Okay. Here is a diagram. Here are two diagrams actually, which shows, the first one shows what? The mild steel canted bearing plate. Okay. Over here in the diagram, you can see with the help of dog spike, this mild steel canted bearing plate, which has a cant of or a slope of 1 in 20. Okay. This is used to fix the flat footed rail. So here you can see there is a tilt in the rail, which is at an inclination that is 1 in 20. Similarly, the cast iron bearing plate, which is used over here, which is being used for a bull-headed rail. Okay, so in case of bull-headed rail, what are being used? A spring key or Stewart's key, which is known as Stewart's key, is attached in the chair, and these cast iron chair, these with the help of this Stewart key, they are used to fix the bull-headed rail. Okay, over here, see in the diagram clearly, and then the entire chair is fixed to the wooden sleeper with the help of what? The spikes. Okay, here are the spikes hole at the end of the chair, which are used to drive the spikes. May it be dog spike, may it be round spike. Okay, here in this diagram, you can see again, you can have a better view of chair and a slide chair where the rails are used to fix. Okay, then in order to fix rail to the steel sleeper, loose jaws along with spring key, they are used. So over here you can have a look at this figure where this loose jaw is placed. Okay, so this loose jaw always, in order to install this, or you can say fix this loose jaw, keys are always required. That is Stewart's key. Okay, the one of the advantage this loose jaw serves is that it rectifies the problem of damaging and cracking or deforming of the this thing rails at the sleeper as well. So therefore it is quite easy to replace these loose jaws also. Okay, then there are two-way keys where which they have taper 1 in 32 for tray sleeper, quad sleeper, and CST9 sleeper. Also 1 in 32 sleeper is there along with 190mm long two-way keys. Okay, now the next thing is rubber coated, epoxy coated, or sometimes epoxy coated fish plate. Okay, these are basically, earlier they were rubber coated. Nowadays we make the use of epoxy coated, being rubber being easily deteriorable. We make the use of epoxy coated fish plate. The purpose of coating these fish plates with rubber, or you can say epoxy, is that whenever we used to, is basically, the purpose is basically to insulate the joint. Okay, or the damages early. Okay, so wherever we want to make use of, or we have to construct an insulated joint where track circuiting is very prominent, so over there we can make use of this rubber pad, rubber coated fish plate. Next is cotters and MS tie bars. Again, the tie bars and cotters, they are used to used to fasten or fix the CI pot sleeper, that is cast iron pot sleeper. Okay, here comes the most important fastening devices, that is elastic fastening. So the requirement, there are certain requirements of elastic fastening. Those are, there should be adequate toe load. Okay, then sufficient elasticity should be there to absorb shocks and vibrations. Then they should hold, gauge, and maintain the track in their stable places. Okay, then these fastenings should resist lateral forces as well. Fit and forget type least maintenance devices are preferred. Okay, these fastenings should be reusable, cheap, and long life. Okay, apart from that, these fastenings are supposed to be universal type and sabotage free, so that people may not take it out away. Plus, it can be used easily throughout the track wherever if it is required. So in this regard, the most prominently used elastic fastening device in Indian Railways is fan roll clip, or known as elastic clip. This thing technical name for this particular fastening device is PR401 clip. That is fit and forget type. Why it is known as fit and forget type? Because while constructing the track, what all you have to do is you have to fit that particular thing by hammering, placing it and hammering into the grooves which are already embedded in the concrete sleepers. Okay, and then you can easily forget it. Those are maintenance free. No, those are not actually maintenance free, but you need not to replace them. All you have to do was after some time again the hammering of these clips is to be done at frequent intervals. Why? So that because due to vibrations and shocks which is created as a result of movement of the locomotive, these pantogrel clips they get loosened. Okay, so in order to tight those grips and in order to fix them again properly, all you need to do is just a bit of hammering action. Okay. Now they have certain advantages, like they have a good toe load for nominal deflection of 11.4 mm. Then they are universal in nature. That means they can anywhere use quite easily. Then the use of base plate and cast iron inserts can be easily done with the help of this elastic fastening. Then gauge adjustment is, but the disadvantage is gauge adjustment is quite difficult. Okay. Plus, the point of contact causes indentation on the rail foot. So this is one disadvantage. Okay. Why this is a disadvantage? Because wherever the hammering, I told you earlier that these elastic fastening pantogrel clips are fixed with the help of hammering, by the means of hammering. So that hammering where the point of contact is there of the between the pantogrel clip and the rail track. Okay. Over there, it always with the passage of time, it causes what? It causes indentation. And with that indentation, it further grows up and it will lead to the formation of crack or the displacement of material. Plus, being of this constructed of cast iron and easily removable, these are actually theft prone. Okay, so in India there are certain instances where you will find people stealing away all these pantogrel clips. They have to do is just take a big hammer, go there, and they have to remove it. So this is one of the major reasons that they has to be protected. Okay, and they has to be fixed in such a way that the theft prone they should be theft prone. Okay, so here in the diagram, you can see here's an image of the pantogrel clips over here. Now I think you might be able to recognize it because almost all of you have traveled in Indian Railways, and you can easily see that. Even if not, the next time you travel in train or you go to the station, whenever you find time and whenever you want to see the track, then if you happen to see the track, just notice these particular things. In fact, whenever you happen to see the railway track next time again, try to relate all the things you have studied up till now. You will find easily this is a subject and this is a the topics which we have studied up till now. You can easily practically relate them. You can see them with your eyes, very easily. Those are easily accessible. Okay, here is again a diagram showing how the resilient base plate is fixed with the help of pantogrel clips. Okay, next elastic fastening device is IRN202 clip. Okay, now at certain places when we don't make the use of pantogrel clips, like in ballastless railway tracks. For example, this Delhi Metro. Okay, Delhi Metro is having ballastless railway track at most of the sections. Okay, except for some sections where the ballasted track is there. The other parts they are having ballastless railway track. Okay. So over there you will find a different kind of clip, that is IRN202 clip, which is basically mainly used for 2 blocks RCC sleeper. Okay. Plus another advantage is that the toe load is quite higher than the pantogrel clip. Okay. So, but in order to fix these elastic fastening, bolts and clamps are required. The advantage is that removal of rail is quite easy, but they are not fit and forget type. That means regular maintenance has to be carried out in this case. Okay, they are costlier also, they are heavier also, and there is a problem of corrosion also in these particular elastic fastening. But they have certain advantage, like they can be used in 2-block sleeper. They have creep resistance up to 50% of the toe load, and the toe load is quite high. Then we have IRM 304 clip in the same regard for monoblock and 2-block pre-stress concrete sleeper. Okay, so here is a diagram where you can see the IRN 202 and IRN 401 clip. Next is your fast clip FT. This is basically a simplified system for railway which is operating on low or medium density operation. Okay, so basically जहाँ पर कम ट्रेन चल रही है या कम स्पीड में ट्रेन चल रही है, स्पीड where the speed is generally less than 120 km/h, वहां पे हम लोग ये क्लिप यूज कर सकते हैं, दैट इज फास्ट क्लिप FT. Okay, next is your rubber pads. रबर पैड्स का बेसिकली पीवे में एक फंक्शन सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट जो होता है वो ये कि दे विल प्रोवाइड दिस थिंग total insulation. Okay, insulation as an electrical insulation. Plus, the second main function is they help to absorb the damping and vibration. Okay, so the basic purpose which these rubber pads serve is they absorb the shock, they absorb the damp, and they absorb vibration, dampening effect कम कर देते हैं. ठीक है. Then they also resist the lateral movement of the rail. Why? Since they are this thing rubber pads, so they will be having a good grip. Okay. They also prevent the abrasion of the bottom surface of the rail. Why? Because again the same thing, friction will be reduced. The this thing metal to metal contact will not be there, so they will provide better abrasion. They will prevent a better abrasion. Then they also provide electrical insulation. Okay, here is a realistic image which shows the use of the rubber pad. Okay, here are the readings where you can find all these topics related in the video. Thank you very much. We shall meet in the next lecture.